Right.
Instagram questions.
Episode 14.
Don't forget to clap.
Weezer.
Van
Weezer.
Brexit means visa.
Don't forget to clap.
Weezer, Van Weezer. Greetings.
Visa, my days. Anyway, hello.
My day is ruined.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Welcome to episode 14 of 4 Guys, 1 Album. We're here.
Wait,
in
oh,
one
yeah?
person still.
Wait,
We're still here.
In person. We're still here. We never leave. We never go home.
never left.
This is our home now.
This is our home.
We never
Please
change clothes either.
We're stuck
support
here.
us.
We're stuck here. Save
I'm
us.
really sweaty.
We can
I've been in
only
this
afford-
clothes. I've been in this jumper for a whole week. Man.
This was actually white when I bought it.
Yes, Sim.
This doesn't even have a pattern on it.
With just,
t-shirt.
did you know, with just one like of this video, you can feed us for 3 hours?
Call UNICEF today.
Doritos.
Doritos and
not
alcohol.
sponsored.
We're not sponsored, we just like them.
Or
Do you
Jack
like
does.
doing it?
Other crisps are available.
Quavers, everyone. Yeah. Quavers.
No, I think Jack. I can speak on behalf of us both when I say we are connoisseurs of the old skips.
Quaver.
No, geez.
Oh, skips! I meant skips. I was talking about skips all the time. God
dear.
damn.
So, I think this week we've got...
I'm furious.
I think this week we got a fan question, haven't we?
We have fans.
We have fans.
We have people
What?
that watch us.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, we have
only
OnlyFans.
Do you reckon the
Only
watches
fans.
for a
Only
group or
bands.
for the individuals? You know what I mean? Do you reckon,
Oh,
you know
that's
what
a
I mean?
question.
Let us
Do you-
know
do you
why
have a
you're
favourite?
watching.
Do you have a
Who's
favourite?
the favourite?
It's not me.
I'm willing to make a case
It's not
that it's
me.
me.
I'm
think-
willing to case it's Jack.
I feel I have a strong case for this.
I feel like I'm the annoying one that everybody sort of hates, but because he's there, they're kind of just like, we'll deal with him.
Which Jonas
Just-
brother is all of us?
I mean, Kieran is
Kevin.
the singer, so
I'll just
that
do.
kind
What's
of...
the lead singer from Tool called again?
Maynard.
Maynard.
I might just do what Maynard does and start standing like where the drummer is and just.
standing in the dark.
Well, then you'd have the best members of the band like stood next to each other, so then we wouldn't really need you two. You know what I'm saying? We'll just become 21 Pilots. We'll just become a keyboard and drummer.
We'll just start our own
So
band.
Noah, what's our solo project going to be?
I think we should call it Vehement Bends.
I think you should call it Skip.
Anyways,
Mountain.
With your
and
first
Bones.
single, The Taste
Call
of
it
Skip.
Pussy. Just call it Pussy.
Like the band artwork is just like yellow, just yellow. That's it. No
Why is it
artwork.
yellow?
Why is it yellow?
Where's it yellow?
Skipped.
Oh, skips. I thought you were talking about pussy. I was
thought,
like,
why
why is
the
it
fuck
yellow? Why is it yellow?
People who don't get at all what you're talking about now, people are gonna be like, "What? Where did pussy come into it? What? Look at
It's because you said it like 2 seconds. That's what you said like 2 seconds ago.
I did say Pussy, to be fair.
Anyway, so speaking
so
of,
we have a fan question.
speaking of pussy, our fan question this week
Excellent.
coming
segue.
from James_G 1994. Cheers, bro. Is which one of you is most likely to simp for Lady Dimitrescu?
I have no idea who that is.
You.
Why is it me?
No, it's me.
Is it really?
It's
No,
I
it's
don't
me.
know.
Ask Caitlin.
You've got your hands full as it is.
Ask Caitlin, it's me.
You've got your hands full as it is. So
I've got my hands full as it is, and it's still me.
I'd make
Really?
a case that it was you. I don't know. It's either.
I think
I think
it
it's
is
What's
you.
the full name again?
Can
Lady
someone,
Dimitrescu.
can someone explain who this is?
9'6", big titty vampire lady.
Yeah.
She's
Do you want to see a
basically-
picture? We'll bring up a picture here.
up a
This is
picture.
Lady Dimitrescu.
If you want the backstory, she's the new villain in Resident Evil 8.
Yeah. Or one of the villains.
Well, one of the villains.
But she
sorry.
came out in the trailer ages ago.
Yeah.
And it was just her like attacking you, and it was just like this 9-foot woman, and everyone was like, "My God!"
Yeah.
All of the internet simps emerged from their caves
All of the mods.
on all fours,
All of
rabid,
the mods.
feral
I'll stick
barking.
by it though. It's just too much woman. It's just too much.
Why?
understand
How can you have
mean.
too much woman?
What do you
How can
mean?
you have?
It's too much. No.
Bro, that's misogynistic.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Mate, she'd crush you to death.
Yeah, she probably
Exactly.
would, but it's,
Exactly.
Yeah, but
What's the
she's not
problem
crushing
with
me.
I'm
She's
sorry,
crushing
I'm
Noah.
not a masochist. Like,
You're saying that like it's a bad thing.
Stomp on me
stomp on me, mummy. Jesus Christ.
in those little high heels.
I'm glad none of you are called Ethan. That would be really bad, you know.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so thanks for that. And
So it'd be no.
ask us stuff on Instagram. We put out stuff. Ask us anything when we film these. Also, go join our Discord server and
polls.
ask us questions.
Yeah. Link in
Indeed.
bio.
Link in
Indeed.
description.
Link in the description below.
Ask
Wow.
whatever questions you want.
So what are we talking about this week then?
Wow.
We're talking about the greatest band of all time.
Here we
who
go.
go by the name of Weezer. Yeah.
Yep.
This was my choice this week because regardless of what we thought of this album, I like Weezer. I think their first album is a cult classic, which none of you have heard, so that doesn't really help the case at all. Yeah, the Blue album is fucking one of my favourite albums of all time.
It's quite funny you didn't ask us to listen to that one.
Yeah, because this one just came out, so I thought because
Yeah, no,
this
fair.
album, right, regardless of thoughts, this album had a lot of potential. Like a mixtape, a mixtape of like hair metal, shreddy kind of, and like the singles that they dropped, like Hero and End of the Game, kind of were like, oh yeah, like this could be really good. And then it's just not really what we ended up with. We ended up with just kind of like a half decent Weezer album. That was alright.
I think half decent is a very strong choice of words.
I'm just gonna go out and say this album was shit.
And that's the end of the episode.
Glad we
See you
got through
later.
that one. Like and subscribe.
No,
Firstly, I want to disagree with you on that
Everything.
on the first track, Hero. I did not get the sort of hair metal vibe or anything from that at all. I don't think that came in until the track after it, where you had the very clear like.
What
Van
about
Halen
End of the
tappy
Game,
lick.
which was the first single, which has like the tappy like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. As soon as that came in, it was like, oh okay. Yeah. You know.
Because that
exactly
came
what
out
they're going
first,
for.
and then they were like, "Oh yeah, this album's gonna be Van Weezer," and we were like,
So yeah, you told me about this a while ago because this album's been.
"Well, it got delayed."
Yeah, it's been delayed for a while, so we've all known about it. And I was like, oh, you know what? This is gonna be this could be a load of fun. I could listen to this and just not really appreciate it musically, but just have a bit of fun.
I think
with
that's
it.
what I was. Because with other Weezer albums,
think
that's
we're-
what you get.
I think, and I would have enjoyed that. The problem is, I did not have fun with this album,
Oh.
and
Was it like Midnight Riders and the Angel Miners and the Lightning
It's
Riders
not-
kind of vibes?
No, because he had no opinions on that. He's got a lot of
Yeah.
opinions on this one.
That's true.
That's the
is true.
difference.
That is
so
true.
I'm gonna go straight into it. My main problem with this is when you have those really fun like pop punky albums. What makes it really characteristic is the really annoying American accent voice.
But this isn't
and I
pop
say
punk.
that as a good thing because when you're going for that, you really want that really annoying voice. It just makes it fun. And when I listen to this album, the singing is just a bit bland. There's just not really any emotion. It's just very, very clean, and I don't think it suits the sort of having fun vibe that they wanted to have with it.
Is that
and
a
that-
staple by? Is that a staple by the lead singer of Weezer for the album?
I don't particularly. I don't know, but you can
What in terms of how his vocal
Voice sounds
style?
on that album. Is it kind of?
I'd
like
say
he's
I
consistent
kind of
like
get what Josh is saying, but like I kind of get what he's saying. Of his voice on this album does sound a bit bland, but I don't think. I think if he had an annoying pop punk voice, I think I would hate this more. I don't know. I disagree with you on that, but on other albums, I'd say his voice, like his tone, is kind of similar, but it doesn't sound anywhere near as like one-dimensional, if that makes sense. Like
I think
you've all heard "Say It Ain't So," right?
yeah.
Well, that's how his voice can sound, which is different.
I think if the singing had a bit more characteristic to it, I think the songs would have really come to life, and some of these would have. I would have enjoyed these, but instead it just took all the fun out. So by the time we got to halfway through the album, I can't remember the song that completely rips off Crazy Train. I wasn't thinking
Blue Dream.
Blue Dream.
yeah.
I wasn't thinking, hey, it's Crazy Train. I would have found that amusing. I would have enjoyed it. I go, oh god, they're just ripping off Crazy Train.
I think they were going for the first one of that's Crazy Train. I don't know. I see where you're coming from. I don't like Blue Dream either.
There's different reaction that I would have had to it, even though it's the same thing. If you get me.
I feel like Van Weezer is a pop punk band trying to play Van Halen and sounding like a pop punk band.
But that's kind of the whole point.
I
It's
sort of get
supposed
that.
to be
So it's
satire,
like
though.
you listen to it and it's just like everything about it. Even like there's a few Van Halen-y guitar bits, okay, fair enough. But most of it just sounds like a pop punk band. Just
I think that's the whole point of it, though.
I mean,
don't know.
maybe, but I just sort of felt like it's just. I didn't get it.
That's fair enough.
I just didn't get it.
I love Weezer. Like the Blue album and the White album are like some of my faves, and I don't like the second half of this album like at all.
Yeah.
Like I love the first. I actually really enjoy the first set of tracks. Like I love Hero and End of the Game, especially End of the Game. That's a great little tune, and I love I don't know what it is about One More Hit. But something about Rivers going "Pump it up into me, please, Daddy" is really it's a really refreshing. You can't say that's bland. When was the last time you heard a hook that sounded like that? You know what I'm saying?
The guitar hook.
And then it has like the thrash breakdown in the middle for no reason, and then just goes back to like.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we have one. It was like, oh, we have something pretty cool. Oh no, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
I get that.
I like
right.
the fact it was in for a
thing-
bit and then out again. You go.
This was mine for it, right? I actually, because I went into it thinking, shit, right? Like,
This is gonna be
this
awful.
is going to be awful, right? So I was playing. I think I was like just browsing the internet where I had it on my Mac, like on Spotify, and I was just listening. And then the first few songs, I was like, okay, pop punk, right? Yeah. Reminded me of like the Hoosiers a little bit. You know, like in like
They have a
Hero,
yeah.
like that kind of sound. I was like, that's kind of like goofy-ish sound. I was like, all right, sweet. And then the halfway mark hits, and I think it's like the beginning of the end. I think it's after that song or whatever. Like,
that tune.
there's like a change, and it's that kind of more rockier, like like instead of pop rocky, it's more like that's where they make those tones of like thrash metal a little bit. They start throwing them in a little bit,
Yeah.
And then I actually liked Blue Dream.
I don't really.
I know I was like,
I think it's a love or hate thing.
but I think it was because it might have been the more like stronger melody out of everything before. Like it was kind of a clear kind of chorus, you know.
I disagree.
Are you
I
sure you were
disagree.
listening to the same album?
Yeah, right.
End of the Game is an amazing.
There's like one
chorus.
thrash bit. I don't remember any of the thrash.
No, but
bits
this is
being
what I'm
there.
saying because
But,
like I went in thinking pop punk. When you started hearing this thrash metal, like there was one more hit, and then I think there was some kind of heavier stuff in Blue Dream, and then it dropped off after one more hit. But it was just enough to make me go, huh.
You giggle.
That's
You have a
pretty
little,
good.
you have
I
a
was
little
like,
giggle.
that's pretty good.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to have with this album. I just didn't.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
then
get
granted,
that
and then
either.
straight as soon as the heavy elements are introduced, they go straight back out in the next songs. But I'll be damned. I wrote down in my notes. It felt like the album evolved. It didn't actually because I'm not a big fan of pop punk. I'm really not. Like most of the time, usually I'm like like you listen to a pop
depends
punk
on-
album and it's like yeah.
There are some bands that I like more than others. Like, I guess more of my childhood connection, but I do love Yellow Card.
But
Yeah,
I wouldn't really class Weezer as pop punk though. I don't think they've ever really been pop punk.
They've
I'd
been-
class
they've
them more
been
as a pop
pop
rock
rock,
band.
pop rock.
Yeah,
I'd class
pop
them more
rock,
of that than a
that'll
pop
be
rock
good.
band.
I guess that's a fair statement. So
Pop
it's
rock.
definitely pop something.
Yeah, they're
Or
pop,
even
yeah.
alright,
Yeah.
well I hate pop rock even more. Right, you know what I mean? Right, you know.
Oh,
Fair enough.
No, that's what I mean. But like
The redemption arc.
as in like so, but pop rock there has to be some like specific artist, and I'll be like, yeah, they're cool. And then sometimes it's like, but basically, when I listened to this album, I thought, here we go, pop rock album. And then the halfway point hit, just as I was about to like kill myself, and then because I thought this is terrible, like. But then it just started. It did that little switch, and I was like, all right, and it genuinely, and then the ending track, I should hate it, but I don't.
I feel exactly. I really
should
wanted. I
hate
got
it.
the title and I was like, Precious Metal Girl. I was like, I'm
Precious
going
Metal
to
Girl.
hate this song.
Yeah.
When it came in with the acoustic guitar, I was like, I'm going to hate this song,
Yeah.
and then I can't
You
stop
don't
singing
it's
it.
like, I don't. What is that? I don't invest in stocks. I don't. Yeah.
Who needs real
Yes,
estate when
right.
I got you?
Yeah, it's like the cheesiest thing you have
Yeah,
ever
but I
heard.
like it.
I did
It's not.
kind of like that.
it's not,
just
um,
lyric wise.
What's the It's not trying to hide. Like it's
The
not trying to
goofiness.
be serious though. That's
Yeah.
that's the thing I like about like Weezer. Like they've won Grammys, man, and like but like they're still goofy. I don't know. I kind of like that about them. I like the fact that they're like. Have you seen their first album cover when it's just them stood there like this? Like, they're just a bunch of nerds who got in a garage and made rock music. Their first album has loads of lyrics about Dungeons and Dragons and shit. It's mad.
Well, basically, as well, in terms of the cons, I put, like, I really would have enjoyed, like, a belt chorus, you know, like, because it seems like he always switches to falsetto a little bit too much, and that where it goes into that one-dimensional. I would have liked to see him, like, gone into, like, the mixed voice, but, like, really, like, go for it. And you don't really get that vocally, and I was like, but that's his, like, vocal style, so I was like, meh. And then, the whole album as a whole, it doesn't really do anything special. Apart from those like metal bits.
There's good songs. Like
and then I also put like it's an album you have to like kind of stick with because I found it quite charming, the album.
But see, like I feel like if you have to say it's an album that you have to stick with, kind of implies that it's a bit of a trudge.
Everyone says that about like Kid A and like Dark Side of the Moon.
True.
Albums like that. Do you know what I mean?
It's not something that hooks you right in, is it?
It's
but
very
then
like
I disagree. I really like I think the first half is by far the stronger half. Like, because I really like. I'm gonna get the track list up.
I think partway in the middle was probably the bit that I sort of enjoyed the most. And I mean, to be fair to this album, I do find myself re-listening to it. But I don't enjoy it, which is really weird. Maybe it's some form of like.
If we did this episode in a month's time, you'd give it an 8. I'm telling you now.
Give it 2 months and we're wearing a Weezer top underneath that flannel.
See, like Hero, like I think that's a great little pop tune.
I don't like
all
it.
the good ones. End of the Game. I Need Some of That. I think
like
they're
that.
all
I
good
need
pop rock.
some of that.
I think they're all catchy pop rock songs. Like they are what they are.
I Need Some of That could have been a really good song if it didn't have that fucking sample at the end. That sample just really annoyed me.
It's literally 2 seconds long.
It's not 2 seconds.
It's just them being like, oh, I can't use this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just there like, but did it need to be that long? I'm just there like, I'll listen to it and I'm just there like, if I'm carrying shopping or whatever, and it gets to that bit and I'm like, oh for fuck's sakes, I now can't skip this and have to skip it.
And then it's the end really. I mean, apart from One More Hit and Precious Metal Girl, I'm really not into the last half at all. I don't know what it is, but like I think there's some great little pop tunes, but at the end of the day, like when you look at some of the other like kind
Pop
of
rock
mediocre
albums.
Weezer albums that they've done.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I love Weezer, right? But they have released some shit. Like, if anyone's ever heard their cover of Paranoid by Black Sabbath,
I don't
it's
even wanna
fucking
imagine.
awful. The singer doesn't even sing it; it's the guitarist that sings it. He's got like the worst voice ever.
Ouch.
But like, yeah, it's awful. That's the same album where they do a cover of Mr. Blue Sky as well.
Oh no.
But their cover of Africa slaps. But yeah, like, I'm not a fan of Sheila Can Do It, She Needs Me. I don't know, like, because the other album they dropped this year, I kind of wish I'd reviewed that one, because that one's actually quite cool. It sounds like the style of Abbey Road.
Do it next month.
I can't do double Weezer.
You could.
And I can't do that to the guys. I can't do that.
The kids.
How do I reach these
The thing
kids?
is though, like just off the album, I was intrigued. I was like, okay, I'm actually a bit of a Weezer.
Go for the first 2 albums.
Go for the first 2.
The Blue Album and Pinkerton are like by far the best 2. But they're like their albums look like proper music snobs, you know, like Round Glasses.
But it's really this
like
is what I mean by like I found maybe them as a whole, or maybe it was just this album. I'll have to find out. But I just found it charming because when it comes to pop rock, usually I'm the first person to be like you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
I find Weezer
Because I just
charming
I
as
don't
well,
connect
as
with
well.
it.
Yeah.
But then with this, I was like, I went in going, and then I was like, a little bit of Who's Your vibes from there, okay, and then the middle hit, and I was like, do you know what? Props to you. You've actually decided to not be pussy little bitches for the whole album. You
See,
know,
I get
it was
that
nice.
they're-
It was nice.
I get that Weezer. I fully get that they're an acquired taste. As you said, like you don't like the vocals at all. I get that they're and I fully appreciate people not liking them because, like I say, they like if you heard Hurley when that came out, it's just a guy. The album cover's just a fat guy at the front, just there, like right in his face. But I don't know what it is about them. I kind of find them a little bit infectious.
Well, I'm glad somebody did.
Yeah.
That's the
Just
thing.
like it just
I fully
didn't-
appreciate that they're an acquired taste.
it just didn't land for me. It just
Shall
sort of,
we give them a score then?
I'm gonna go last on this one.
Okay.
I'll
Right.
go
I don't get
See, I was going to give it a 7, believe it or not, because I actually quite liked it. But then as we've actually talked it out, I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
Because
I think this is going to be a low score.
Because I feel like if I gave it a 7, I would rather give that 7 to maybe another Weezer album, if you get what I mean. The way Jack goes on about how even you didn't find this album, that, you know what I mean? It's like, I bet it sounds like there is better Weezer than what I got.
Wow. Like...
Yeah. So I'll give it a 6. It's average, but I'll give it the 6 for the little spice of thrash metal in there, because it was I did find it quite tasty at that point. And then, you know, just ending it on Precious Metal Girl or whatever, Metal Girl.
Precious Metal Girl.
Precious Metal. It's just,
It's
stuff to come
on the back.
He's about to destroy this album.
I'm giving this a 4 because
I thought he'd go lower, you know.
I you know what?
I'll take 4.
The reason I've given it a 4 is because I think there is a charm to it. It's just, it just doesn't particularly land well on me. I do see the appeal. I do, like, as I say, I do occasionally go back to it and listen, and I do think, you know what, this is kind of fun, but it's still shit. It's fun. It's fun. It's exactly like Dead Trees. It's fun, but terrible. Apart from the fact that Dead Trees isn't actually terrible, whereas this is, I'm afraid.
I think this is better. To be honest.
4 out of 10.
So I agree with Noah. I appreciate that some people will enjoy this, but I really wanted to enjoy this, and I knew that was what they were going for, was having fun.
Give it a 1.
Going to.
I just didn't have any fun, and I was towards the end of the album. I was just waiting for it to be over. It's only half an hour, and I was waiting for it to be over.
It's half an hour too long.
So I'm giving it a 3.
Right.
Oh!
You say it as if it's a good thing. It's not.
Yeah,
I was expecting
3
2.
out of 10.
I'd like to reiterate, I'm not rooting for this album. I didn't pick this to get first place.
It wouldn't be. Could you imagine if you did?
I picked this to I just picked this because it came out this month, and I was like, you know, let's review Van Weezer.
Why not?
What are we on?
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling this, like, it's an album with like, it's an album with like what I think are just good little pop rock tunes that I can put on and be like, you know, it's got a catchy chorus. Like, I'm adamant that End of the Game is one of the best pop rock songs I've heard in a while. I'm adamant on it. Like,
We'll hold for one moment whilst we let the cat
whilst
in.
we let the cat
Very
in.
professional.
Oh.
That's what we do.
Milo!
He wanders off.
Milo, what would you give the new Weezer album?
That's a 10.
Is that a 10?
He's giving it a 10. He's giving it a 10, lads.
Give it a 10.
Way!
What would you give the new Weezer album? Hey? What would you give it? Any thoughts?
It's whoever he walks towards is who he agrees with.
Okay.
He's currently agreeing with
With you.
Meow if you think it's a 10.
Oh!
Meow if you think it's a 10.
Oh, he's going. He's going.
Oh! I don't know what's he? He's just smelling things.
I think he
He's
just
trying
doesn't
to-
care. So I think that's a 5.
Is it?
I think that's it. Oh dear.
Okay, let's get him away from this.
Christ.
I think that's a 5 out of 10 because he just didn't care.
Yeah.
I agree with Milo. I'm giving it a 6, which gives it a grand total. Oh my god, this is the lowest score easily.
19, I
6, 12,
4 and 3.
4 and 3.
19.
19 is the
Yeah.
lowest. It's the lowest album so far.
out of 40.
Oh.
In the mud. Van Weezer.
Absolutely terrible.
How will he
This
recover?
is the
Probably
worst.
with another album in 5 months, because that's how often they release music. So probably we'll see you again in 5 months, Weezer.
Hey.
Thank you for watching, guys.
I'm so sorry, Rivers. I love you. I'm sorry that my friends have shat on your music.
I didn't.
I'm sorry that 2 of my friends have shat on your music. I don't do it all the time. Only sometimes.
So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today, be sure to subscribe, check out our socials, join our Discord server, go stream our music. We've been Antidote to Chaos. Thank you.
Like, comment, subscribe.
It's the silver button at the back on the left. You see it?
That one?
Big, massive silver button at the
this
back on the
one, yeah.
left. Excuse me, on the top. Yeah.
I've got a concussion.
Ah!
I can't believe you've done this.